reality of healthcare today is that regardless of vertical that we serve, every leader is typically using the same or similar mechanisms to drive change on behalf of those that they serve, their patients, their members, or their customers. Those mechanisms are everything from surveys to social listening programs to panel interviews, and they all lack context and clarity.
So Authenticx's solution is designed to help leaders understand the facts from the perspective of their customers. When we listen at scale to customer conversations, leaders can derive what is creating friction for their customers, what might be causing them to leave their brand or their product or service, and they use that information to help improve the experience and therefore improve their business outcomes.
So we are able to work directly in having conversations around actionable insights that will help to allow companies to make changes that actually provide that direct impact.
I think what I'm most excited about in terms of driving outcomes for our customers, I think there's such an amazing opportunity to create a light bulb moment for someone. It's really easy to look at charts, look at graphs, understand what's going on at a high level. What I think Authenticx does really well is combine that with the real human voices behind the customers, the patients, the healthcare professionals that these healthcare organizations deal with.
So I'll tell you a quick story about ROI and some of the client success we've seen. We've had a client that they were experiencing a lot of compliance issues, that there were adverse events that were being described by people calling a billing line. And the client needed to capture all of that information so that they could decide to report it to the government or FDA. And by them not reporting it, that they're subject to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in fees and fines, and just the bad name that comes along with not taking care of their patients. So one of our customers that they came in decided to implement Authenticx software, and within days they were able to identify compliance events that were happening during these calls, and it revolutionized how they thought about their business because now they could understand and focus again on patient outcomes, but they could also look at this and identify what are some of the compliance related fines and fees that we could avoid. And by using Authenticx software, they were able to identify several opportunities to provide better reporting to the government, to avoid fines and fees, but more importantly, that they were able to specifically go to that patient and identify if that person's receiving the level of care that they need to address those adverse events. When we think about Authenticx and what we're doing for healthcare, this is exactly the kind of opportunities we have. It's not to identify just fees and fines and having good return on investment. That is a byproduct of what we do. By our software identifying these events, it allows our healthcare company clients to begin to be better servicers to their patients and offer a greater patient experience and ultimately help the health outcomes of those patients. So when we think about return on investment and we think about the heartfelt conversations that we literally hear millions of every month, that our software is able to identify and create action, that our clients can specifically identify, here's a patient with an acute need that we can pick up the phone and contact that patient very soon after that phone call and address the issue immediately. And that kind of return on investment is hard to measure, but that's exactly why our software is delivering such value into the healthcare world.